Hi, my name is Karen. I'm one of the counsellors at Somerset Counselling Centre, and I just wanted to quickly chat with you today about social media and self-care. And I hope that these topics that I talk about today are useful not just now during the lockdown we're experiencing, but also in other areas in life, when we get back to a more ordinary and familiar pace of life. I hope this can also be useful at other times. So, social media, it's a really great thing. We have so many apps, we have so many platforms nowadays to connect and communicate with other people, and these can be our loved ones, our friends, our family, and also people across the globe. It has this global reach that is really quite staggering, how quickly we can share information and communicate with people at the touch of a button. So it's a really great tool for sharing. It's a wonderful thing to be able to share with other people. And also it's a great space where we can network with others, both on a professional and a personal level. We can find people who have similar interests, similar hobbies, similar passions, and we can connect with them. And it's also good for raising awareness of issues. Because of its global reach, we can share information and events so quickly, so rapidly, and then we can share information about these things to so many people. So that's a really great aspect of social media as well. It's all about communication, it's all about connectivity. And also it's a great space for creativity and learning and inspiration. Again, because we can get in touch with people who have very similar interests to ourselves or similar passions. And so we can get to know more people who really have common ground with us. So it's a wonderful space, and also there are so many different platforms that mean we can communicate in a variety of ways, and that's ever growing. But there are some aspects which feel a little less positive about social media, and this is where the self-care comes in. We can find that social media means that we compare ourselves to other people, and that can lead to feeling a sense of inadequacy within ourselves and our life. And we might also feel that we're very critical of ourselves because we look at somebody else and we then start to use that to criticise our own self. We may also feel more isolated through using social media, as it's technology based and it's less face-to-face human interaction. We may feel isolated using social media, and we may crave slightly more face-to-face or real world experiences with others. And we may also experience a fear of missing out. We may see things that other people are doing and we might think, why am I not doing that? Or I wish I could do that. So we might feel some fear that we're going to get left behind somewhere. And also with social media, there is always the chance of cyberbullying. And there are various resources that you can look up and various support helplines and groups that you can speak to if that's something you are experiencing. So with all of that in mind, I wanted to talk about self-care on social media. And this isn't an exhaustive list. These are just some ideas. You don't have to do them. And you also might have ideas that aren't on this list that work much better for you. So please do go ahead with those. And in our current time of lockdown, you may be noticing the impact of social media more. You may be spending more time on social media as a way to communicate with people, as our face-to-face interaction has become much more limited recently. But you might also find that it's kind of an information overload at the moment. You may feel overwhelmed with the amount of information and things that are happening on social media at the moment. And also you may feel that some of the information or content being put out there isn't resonating with you at the moment and what's currently happening. You may find that some of the really positive and inspirational content people are putting out, it might be bringing something up in you, because if you're facing your own struggles at the moment, that positive, inspirational content that's put out with the best of intention, it may feel a bit irrelevant at the moment, or it might feel a bit irritating or out of reach. And that's okay, because we're all dealing with this current situation and with life in our own different ways. So some self-care ideas if you find that social media is becoming something that's not maybe the healthiest or most enriching place for you. So you could limit your phone or screen time. That could involve putting your phone, your tablet, your laptop in a drawer, in a box, leaving it in there for a little while, taking it back out when you want to. You can also download apps that sort of lock your phone, your tablet. You set a timer and you can't use it until the timer runs out. Or you might want to designate certain times in the day when you check social media. You may want to delete any apps or accounts that feel like that they are not having a positive impact on you. If you've noticed that it's not bringing you any enrichment, any joy, and it's bringing up uncomfortable, unpleasant feelings, you may want to delete them. And also on some accounts or apps, you can snooze or mute or unfollow certain accounts, which can sometimes be a more temporary measure. So you might want to snooze a particular account or person for 30 days if you find that the content they're putting out currently is bringing up things in you, which it might be anxiety or stress, things like that. And obviously everybody is using social media in their own way. So people putting out content are putting it out for their own need, but for you and your needs, it might not feel in alignment, and that's okay. Also, there are apps you can download for meditation, for visualization, for mindfulness, and these can be really useful to take a few minutes out in your day just to try and go into a space of stillness and calm. And that can be really nice at the moment if you are feeling that you're having a bit of an information overload and overwhelm, to have some time in the day to try and look for just a bit of stillness. And also you can seek social media for positive impact. So you may want to be looking for accounts and apps and things like that that really are in alignment with your interests, with your hobbies, with your passions. There might be a certain area of the arts that you really love, and you can seek out other accounts who are centered around those kind of passions as well. So you can look for social media accounts that really do enrich you and nourish you and inspire you at the moment. And also you might want to limit the amount of time you spend watching the news. For some people, watching the news can be stressful or anxiety provoking. And so if you've noticed that watching the news is becoming difficult for you, you might want to only watch one news show a day, or maybe watch the morning and the evening and not have it rolling continuously if you're finding that it's negatively impacting you. Also, you don't have to do every challenge on social media. At the moment, there are so many things going on, and so you don't have to do every challenge or request or trend. If you don't want to do it, you really don't have to, and it doesn't matter whether it's doing certain hobbies and crafts, sports activities, baking, fitness challenges. If you don't want to do them, you really don't have to. Also, let's think about activities we do that don't require social media at all. What did we do before social media? And this might be looking all the way back to childhood and thinking, what are the things that I used to really, really enjoy that I can still do now that maybe I've forgotten about? Maybe I feel like I haven't had the time to do them, or maybe social media distracts me from doing these other activities. And that can be a really interesting space to move into, to look at things that we can do without social media. And these might be some of our childhood hobbies. And for some people, that's really nourishing and refreshing, and it can feel quite centering as well, coming back to the child within ourselves. And also, please try not to compare yourself with other people on social media. Some people do share every aspect of their life on social media, which is absolutely fine, and other people choose not to. They choose to use social media as more of a highlight reel. So they'll share with you the really positive, inspirational, happy, joyous things that they want to share, and they might keep other parts of their life private, which again is completely fine. But it can be very difficult if you're looking at people's social media to sort of separate that out, because we're looking from the inside out with the full 360-degree knowledge of our own life, and potentially comparing it with just one element or one facet of another person's life, which is what we see on social media. And that can bring up those difficult feelings of inadequacy or that really uncomfortable comparison. So please do bear in mind that everything you see on social media might not be the whole picture. So please do not compare yourself with somebody else through what you see on social media. So I'm going to wrap it up there. As I said, I hope these tips have been useful, and you may have many more ideas and tips that you think would work really well for you. And if they work well for you, please do try them out. As always, please stay safe, please stay well. Thank you.